in 2016 when these two met in the Southeast Asian Under-19 Championships. They met twice in that tournament. Thailand actually beat Australia 5-1 in the group stages. Supachai Jaidet scored a hat-trick in that game. Sorawit scored the first of the 5. But in the final, the Australians took their own measure of revenge by beating Thailand by the same scoreline, 5-1, in the final of the 2016 Southeast Asian Under-19 Championships. The Thai centre-back on the ball now. Sarin Khan actually scored Thailand's only goal, the consolation goal in that final. Kritsada, who is very much the destroyer in midfield, can pick a pass as well. That is a very good ball to find Supachok. That is a very good build-up play. This from Thailand. Supachai back to Supachok. Had to recycle because it's good organized defending by the team in gold and green. It's a very late challenge on Sarin Khan. The referee might be obliged to blow the whistle then, but he didn't. Italiano just came clattering into Sarin Khan. Actually, it was D'Agostino. Titatonok Somsri, whose twin brother is on at the bench. Not the best of throws from the left back and just ran out of room and trouble. There's no give up in the footballing legs of that was a very late challenge that came from Kritsida. That looked as if he left his legs off the ground and went storming into the challenge against Italiano, who's got a yellow card. I don't think he did anything wrong. The referee actually turned his back on it and didn't see what happened. There we go. Kritsada's a very lucky boy because he put his leg up, a lot of it to protect himself. It could have been very dangerous, and Italiano just followed through with it. Nothing malicious in that challenge at all. By the time he turned around, he just saw Kritsada writhing on the ground and assumed the worst of the Australian and produced a card. Australians only have one player in danger of a suspension, and that's Keanu Bacchus, who is on the bench. The Thais have got Supachai Jaidet on a yellow card. Akira Nishino. What a game it was, his 10th as coach of the under-23s, and they produced that scintillating 5-0 win against Bahrain. Graham Arnold and Nishino, both coaches of the senior sides as well. There we go, that's the foot that was up, trying to protect himself. And everyone saw that except the referee, who turned around and was watching where the ball went. They've settled down now, Thailand. And the good news is that they've settled down without conceding anything. Little mess inside the box. On a dime. Ever ready to take that pot shot at goal. That's the reason why he's so very dangerous. Supachai Jaidet. Wasting no time at all. Well, he plays a different role for his club side, Buriram, who are so reliant on foreigners to play in the forward positions that he plays just behind them or sometimes down the flanks. And that's the reason why he doesn't score a lot of goals for his club side. But for the national side, especially at the 2018 ASEAN Football Championships, got 3 goals for the national side. 2 goals at the last SEA Games, 2 at the Asian Games. Hasn't registered 1 here yet. But he is such a difficult proposition altogether for teams who are facing him. So difficult to get off the ball. He is one of those players who lends good height to any attack as well. Thailand got enough bodies to get the ball away to Sufanat Muanta. The teenage assassin Sufanat is almost overrunning it. There's a little bit of nerves in Sufanat. Sometimes it happens with young footballers. We've seen it before. Not very much heralded for a long time, and all of a sudden the news is all about you. The boy wonder can't stop scoring goals. That's where your muscles just clam up a little bit. Take some time to settle into the game. The faster he does, Thailand will profit from it. Brilliant chase down from Supachai. to ensure the error from Tom Glover. One of 5 players playing in this Australian side from Melbourne City. Tita Ton, delightful ball inside. Here is Superchok, all set and ready to run at the defence. Glided past one, but there was cover yet again. Very tight defensively, Australia. Sufanat wins the throw. It's going for a record for an under-23 player, Sufanat Moanta. He has scored in his last 6 competitive matches for the Thailand under-23s. No one's ever gone 7 in a row before. We're talking about some very impressive names there as well. Including the man that a lot of the Thais feel he is the natural replacement of, Thirasin Dangda. Titaton, yet again looking for some running off the ball, but everything's pretty tight at the back for the Australians. No one's got the skeleton key to open up this lock now. Superchok usually has that in him. It's a lovely ball put behind the defense. Superchok is right there. He was waiting for Superchai to actually make the run inside. That's brilliant defending in the end, just to rescue the situation from Mudakatos. It's good from Thailand though. And this man on the ball, especially Sorowit. What a brilliant ball that he played in just behind the defense. Titaton, a touch sublime. Sufanat waited too long to play the ball right down the line for the man who gave it to him in the first place, Titaton. Shinafat. Titaton, yet again. Sufanat losing out in a very dangerous position. Sarin Khan from Supat having to storm right in with the challenge before Bowman could get away. It was a nervous opening for the Shino's boys. And you'd have to say that the last 5 minutes have been very good going for the Thais. Happy days are here again. It's that they haven't done anything of note yet in terms of making the goalkeeper work halfway through this first half. 0-0. Remember earlier on it was 2-2 between Bahrain and Iraq. So those 2 teams are hoping that Australia don't get a result here in order to keep their very own slim hopes alive of qualifying for the next stage. Thailand, remember, can go through to the next stage with a win tonight. Gersbach easily gliding past one and trying to get that going with Zach Duncan. Oh, he's hauled him back in a yellow card. Zach Duncan of AGF Aarhus, combining with his teammate who plays there in Denmark with him, Gersbach. And Sorowit, Pantong, he's a huge difference maker, isn't he? A game changer to the side. Spent most of last year actually on the bench on the sidelines because he was injured most of the time. So he didn't make the SEA Games squad. Here he is in the under-23s, and he's been the main difference. Titaton, Supachai, slow and getting up! Oh, he comes off the upright and it goes into the back of the net! Thailand take the lead! Anon Amonlatsak! From out of nowhere, jack in the box, Thailand have gone right ahead with the 10th goal that they've scored at the AFC U23 Championships. Absolutely spellbinding by their left fullback, who continued his run forward and played delightful 1-2s with the brothers Sufanot and then Superchok. Before drilling this one, he couldn't find anyone inside the box, so he took it on. He improvised, smacked that shot against the uprights, and it came right back to Anon Amonlatsak. And give credit to Double A, because that was an A-star of a strike. The Raja Mangala is rocking to the tune of the Young War Elephants. And what great tunes they have strung in this tournament. Thailand 1-0 up against the Australians. Keep this up for another 65 minutes. And they will be in the quarterfinals. Australians training for the first time in this tournament. So character will be asked of them as Italiano decides to take the fight all by himself. Going solo with that run, boxed out of it, but wins the free kick after an illegal challenge by Kritsada. Well, this is where they need characters, and they certainly had one then in Italiano. Just the verve and chutzpah to take it on. And usually it's Piscopo who takes these on. Goalkeeper Korofat has got to watch. Wall's just given that little bit of room for him to curl it round, but he decides to go for someone inside the box, and it was way deep. Such a good executioner of the dead ball, Piscopo. So you'd have to say that probably was a C on his books in terms of the delivery. There was a slight angle that was opened up at the near post from Korofat. Thought that he might show some interest in that. Well, it was a nervous few minutes where they allowed the Australians to get behind the back line time and again. A lot of times the two centre-backs, Shinafat and Sarin Khan, weren't in the same chat group and weren't actually moving up at the same time as the full-backs. So they kept the Australians onside time and again. Kicked out from the goalkeeper as well. Korofat wasn't very good. Is the Saudi official now checking VAR. Might be looking into a penalty decision here, because the Australians were claiming there was pushing and pulling and tugging of the jersey inside the penalty box. But surely that was not going to influence anything about that cross that was given. So the review's done, no penalty. Almost trying to get out of the way. Kritsada, who was happy to bite into any challenge, leave his teeth marks there. Any ball that's cleared is cheered on by the home fan. D'Agostino. Here is Piscopo, who always loves to cut it inside to his right-hand side. Gersbach trying to hang this one up, and that's very brave defending. Very good covering of the angles by Michoka, Marcel and Nukun. Piscopo, still Piscopo. Bright's promising run. And look who's there again, the guardian of the centre-backs, Kritsada Kaman. Piscopo's not too happy. It's the second time that Kritsada's left something inside from a challenge. Australians have been employing the long throw at every given opportunity. We saw in that first match that they did it against Iraq as well. So here it goes again. D'Agostino has already heaved one in the box. Just gone all the way to the penalty spot. Almost halfway inside that penalty box. Let's see where he goes with this. It's another very long one, escaping even his own strikers. Titaton. Sufanat just nicked it away. Here come the ties. It's an almost 4-on-4 break now. Superchok's got to play this one right. So Thomas Deng is there just in time to snuff the danger out. And maybe the proper pass would have been outside to Superchai. Superchok still with possession of the ball to the very impressive Titaton. Superchok. Sorowit got very lucky there. Kritsada was there yet again, occupying the central striker who might have just been interested in giving any sort of a press. Sorowitz, you can watch him play all day. He plays almost in the same form as Titifan Puangchan. And if we go further back, the likes of Tawan Sripan, they used to play the football that way too. It almost seems as if he's walking It's just pulling the strings at the same time, and the master puppeteer of Thai football. Well, they've got another player in Sorowit Pantong. Fits that mold. 15 minutes remaining of this first half. After slight suffering in the opening 10 minutes, the Thais have come out of their shell and inflicted their very own sufferings on the Australians, one of which has turned into a thunderous shot into the back of the nets by Anon Amonlutsak. That's a very poor ball played out by Tassa Morakutas. Brilliant effort in the end. That would have been some goal. He's got time to laugh about it now. Supachai Jaidet, he certainly has that in his arsenal. But how about that? He saw the keeper out, and the crowd encouraged him to have a pop. Wasn't far away from that distance. He was watching it all the way, and right here he was just begging and begging for it to come down. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Not far. We've had goals, we've had crowd pleasers, and we've had mistakes as well from the Australian centre-backs. It's onside. Supachai, the ball just behind him though. Supachai, danger probably over already. Supachok, too close to the goalkeeper. Couldn't measure it to the run of the bursting Anon Amonlutsak. It was actually Michok who came out from his right full-back position to join in with the attack. It's two mistakes from the centre-back now, from Ryan and Murakutis. It's gifted opportunities for the Thais. Both times spurned by Supachai Jaidet. They need to settle themselves down now, the Ollie Roos. They look shell-shocked. Surely after watching that match against Bahrain, they wouldn't have undermined or underestimated the Thais. But at the moment, it looked to be overrun by the Thais. Titaton. The ball cut out by Zach Duncan before he could reach Sufanat. Already on a yellow card, remember, Duncan. It's a much younger squad that Graham Arnold's put on tonight than the one against Iraq. Supachok tried to poke it through, but couldn't get it past Laws. Oh, he's got such a great footballing brain, Supachok. Supachai, Titaton. Everything he's done, the left full back tonight, has turned out golden. Well, he's got the likes of Tiraton Bunmathan, who plays in the J-League. There's real heroes to look out for. But the way he plays, the way he controls the ball and moves up from his left full-back position, it's very much reminiscent of an older left full-back in the early 2000s, Dusit Chalangsam. Same style of playing. The Australians lose the ball yet again in a very dangerous position. It's happened way too often already. Can the Thais finally punish them? The cross comes in straight at the Australians. Maybe Kritsada should have taken that shot on. Maybe he didn't have the confidence to take that shot on. But it's all Thailand. And the crowd here at the Rajamangala is letting everyone know what the score is outside the stadium. Sorowit. Pass hit a little too hard from him. From Michok. Thomas Deng. Would have been offside. And Bowman wasn't very too happy with Deng actually pushing the ball out to him too quickly. Graham Arnold's saying to Deng, his captain, that he needs to hold on to the ball a little bit and get some cadence into their play instead of just banging the ball right up there and giving the ball right back to the Thais, because they are the ones who are producing the rhythm at the moment. The Australians all at sea. The chance to pounce right back. Italiano always wants it on his right foot, gets it on his right foot. Couldn't produce the cross though. with Thailand closing down on him at every stride. Fleeting chances like that have to be taken, because they have been premier since the 15th minute of play. The first 15 certainly belonged to the Olyroos. Well, you'd have to say that the Grandmaster, Nishino, has done his work. He preached patience after the debacle of the SEA Games, where for the first time in the 2010s they didn't win a gold medal, didn't even make it out of the group stages. Just the third time since the SEA Games were turned into an age group tournament that they didn't get out of the group stages or win the gold medal. That's when he said there are bigger fishes to fry, and this is the tournament that he was eyeing. He's kept his word. Supachok, here is Sufanat. We've seen very little of him. Sufanat, that's a brilliant cross. Supachai was stretching all the time. Just too much swerve behind that cross by Sufanat. And because of that, that ball was just going further and further away, and even the long legs of Supachai couldn't get any sort of meaningful contact to it. How clever was Sufanat? Well, somebody asked for his ID, asked for the proper ID. I'm not suggesting anything here. I'm just saying that this boy has got brains of a player who's been playing football his whole life at its highest level. Just at a time when they needed him to hang on to the ball, Sufanat Swanta had two players closing down on him, and he waited for any sort of contact and went right down and won the free kick. Thailand, a real up and under, which is easily defended by Dylan Ryan. Almost very good control by the impressive Sorawit. Piscopo was fouled 2 times over. That's the first one by Shinafat Liao. That's the referee will bring the ball back for. There is Zach Duncan. Deng lost control of the ball. There we go. Look at how much time he has at the ball. At least he gives you the impression that he has got time. Supachai trying to just drop it behind the back line. D'Agostino does well enough to win that one in the air. Thailand allowing the ball to run between his legs. Got a little lucky then. Sufanat cross, which is easily picked up by Ryan. And again, after that header on by Anon, the goal scorer. So the front players have all scored except Supachai. Minchok, I don't think he intended that, but it almost turned into a glorious goal for the right fullback. Twice already, Tom Glover has been caught backpedaling. And twice he'll tell you he got it covered. But I'm sure Flutters were experienced at beatiest moments inside the heart of Tom Glover. He is one of 6 players who featured at the last AFC U23 Championships. Goalkeeper Tom Glover, although he didn't play. Yet again, very loose. Oh, the referee having to call it back for a free kick. Sorawit, he felt was a little too strong and eager into the challenge and went right through the back of Zach Duncan. Very unlucky then. Sorawit just being the standout performer in this first half, if you ask me. So every time he has possession of the ball, time just slows down, and quality is just there for all to see. Supachai has gone down injured. The crowd want the ball to be played out. Piscopo, though, continues the run up front. Gersbach, the cross way too deep. Thomas Deng will try to rescue this, which he does. Australia continue to play on. The crowd not too happy with it. The Thais have to defend. It was in the end by Michok. And right now, maybe they can play the ball out for treatment to be granted to Supachai. Asked for a medic to come out as the rest of his teammates look for replenishments. It's yet again nothing malicious in that. It's a clash of knees. Sometimes slow motion makes it look as if he was faking it. I think it looks as if he's okay. But those are the type of situations where the knee knocks happen and you only feel the effects of it a second or two later. And as I said, on a slow motion replay, it just looks as if he was faking it. But here's the goal again by Anon Amanlojsak. You'd have to say very good finish. Disappointing from Glover to allow that shot from Titaton to actually sneak through and hit the upright at his near post. Still had to be finished, and it was emphatically by Amanlojsak. Bangkok United player who scored 5 goals last year for Bangkok United, and also 5 goals for the under-23s. What a way to start 2020. The first Asian tournament of a new century, of a new decade, I should say. And Thailand are going great guns at it. For 2.5 halves of football, they have thrilled. Supachak is just outstanding. His vision was exemplary. Sufanat! That would have been a special goal. Certainly had the cojones to actually take a shot on and curl it around the goalkeeper. Well, the form that he's been in, as I said, sometimes you just close your eyes and have a swing at it, and you see the net rustling. The Australians have kept a closer watch on him than the Bahrainis did. He's going to be a watchman in this tournament, I tell you, Sufanat Muanta. And they put their best men marker on him, Thomas Deng, taking him out of his right centre-back slot to put him at right back. That is a huge compliment to the teenage assassin. D'Agostino, guilty of throwing that elbow on Kritada. Ball's played in behind. This will be Glover's. Sufanat has pace, a lot of it to burn, and he went through the gears there. Almost could see those sparks coming out of his heels, but was way too close to the penalty box to really affect anything. Just the 7 shots from Thailand against 1 from Australia. Talk about dominance since the 15th minute of play. The Australians had the better of the exchanges, but really only had 1 shot at goal. That was Bowman actually going through instead of crossing the ball to D'Agostino, trying to open his body up for a shot to the far post, which didn't work out. Not the best of controls from Anon Amanlojsak. Was waiting to take the contact, and he thought that he was going to get the free kick. The referee says play on. This time will be a free kick. No, says the referee. Piscopo's got away with it. Piscopo certainly has a shot on him if he decides to take this one on. It's through, and it's a goal. The equalizer from D'Agostino, the poacher supreme. The reason why Australia are here in the first place. Scored 2 against South Korea in the qualifiers, and he just needs that 1 chance. That's the reason he's put up there, and he's shown exactly why. Graham Arnold has put his faith on the number 15. Everything about this came through Piscopo, including the charge, the muscles, then the pass, but the finish, well, it was pure, wasn't it? From Nick D'Agostino. First goal that Thailand have conceded. They've conceded it at a horrible time, just before half-time. It silenced the stadium a little bit. They might be checking VAR here. It might be on Piscopo, certainly. D'Agostino certainly was onside, but he might be checking it for Piscopo's charge on Sorowitz, which led to the goal. The Australians are saying we didn't do anything wrong there. Graham Arnold will be very, very unhappy if this is chalked off. He's going through the necessary. It's only if the people at the TV tower can't decide, then they would ask the referee to go have a look at the monitor pitch side. We saw that in that game between Japan and Saudi Arabia, where the ones at the TV tower couldn't decide whether it was a penalty. All checks complete. Goal is legal. 1-1. And they've abandoned their position at the back. Here is Superchok. Oh, it was opened up for him to go down the left-hand side, but he wanted to cut inside to use his favored right foot. The chance was gone. And Onaman Lutzak wins the free kick. Brave enough to get to the ball first before opponent. And that was the main difference. 2 added minutes to the end of this first half. We did say that Thailand have conceded at a horrible time. Well, this is even worse for the Australians. Not just before halftime, but having just scored, and to concede straight away after that, would be not just a sucker punch, but it'll be a heartbreak and a dagger. Glover's got to ensure that his wall keeps its discipline and height, of which they have a lot. Kritsada's behind it. Surely they're going to give it to Superchok to take this one. And on Onaman Lutzak, we've already seen him smashing the ball into the back of the net. Surely it's going to be between him and Superchok. Kritsada is there too. Anon's left it. Kritsada, always wide. Scored 2 this season, including a free kick in the Thai First Division. It was a free kick that wasn't as wild as that. Well, it was just a moment where they lost their focus, Thailand, and they weren't strong enough in central midfield to hold on to the ball, asking for soft free kicks. The referee, for once, did not oblige. The Australians broke away and punished them for it. Play to the whistle. Nishino will be reminding his charges about that. But if you were to tell Nishino and his boys that it will be all square at the half, they would have taken it. Space opening up for Michok to storm forward. Kritsada trying to drop it into space. Thomas Deng strong enough, but how good was Sufanat in getting to the ball against a bona fide international defender who's playing football in this tournament for 3 editions already. Thomas Deng, seconds remaining of this first 45 minutes. The Olyroos have found a way through this Thai defense, which Bahrain couldn't breach in the opening match. But they've conceded themselves, despite a